Alright guys, so we just dropped down a little piece of a herring and I have a rockfish on. Look!
What we got? Black rockfish? Black rockfish. Okay. That's about average size.
What is he coughing up?
That's a needlefish.
What?
Yep. Right, drop it down again.
Alright. So you're allowed 3 black rockfish per person. And it seems to be quite easy fishing. Just drop down to the bottom and wait for a bite. Alright, got another one on.
Want to switch spots with me? Do you get the mountains in the background? That's much better.
Yeah, right next to these mountains, this island behind us. Very cool. And there's little puffins in the water. I've never seen a puffin before, so very excited to see that too. You know, you gotta take in all the beauty Alaska has to offer, including the puffins.
Oh, so that's actually a different species right there.
Yeah?
That's called a dusky.
A dusky rockfish.
Yeah, see how he's got a little bit more brown to him?
Yeah.
So, another species of rockfish, but he's still a pelagic, so that means you get one more for a limit.
Oh my gosh, look at that jellyfish.
Don't hook him. I'm not taking it off.
Is it poisonous?
There you go. They are, but it's not like a bad poison. It just burns.
This is
You think it's bigger?
definitely bigger.
Halibut? Halibut-esque?
I doubt it. You look on the sonar right now, there's 6 bajillion rockfish down there. Big black rockfish.
Nice.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's a nice size
That's
one,
a
huh?
good one. That's a good one.
Alright, this is a black rockfish. A nice good size one. Is this a big one?
That's a pretty good size one.
Yeah?
World record's like 11 pounds.
Oh wow, world record is 11 pounds. He's probably what, 5?
7, 8.
7
He's
or
bigger
8
than
pounds?
5. He's
So,
chunky.
that's pretty cool. Much bigger than the first one that I caught. So I have caught my 3 pelagic rockfish, including the one yellow eye rockfish. So here's another.
Yeah, look at the size comparison. Hold them both up. Uh-huh.
And then this one. What did you call this
Dusky.
one again?
That's a dusky.
So then this one was a dusky rockfish.
Yeah, you can see he's more brown. This one's more black.
I got my whole limit of rockfish now, so 4 rockfish in the bag. So today we've literally gone to 3 different spots. The first spot, Garrett was like, all right, we're gonna catch the big halibut here. Check, we did that. Next spot, we're gonna catch our yellow eyes, got our limit, did that. Third spot, he said we're gonna catch our black rockfish limit, and we did that, and possibly also catch a Ling Cod, so that's another species to knock off the list that I would absolutely love. A Ling Cod is obviously on my bucket list, so fingers crossed that we catch one of those also. Gosh!
Hey, you're on. Haha. This rod's out.
Oh, on the freaking first drop too!
I had
Look
a
at that.
feeling they were here.
Wow. Woo. Oh yeah,
What
baby.
I feel like you snagged bottom, didn't it?
Yeah, literally. But I knew I didn't because I was off bottom. Just jigging, just off bottom. Look at that thing. Ooh, baby.
Hopefully he's 3 feet long.
This thing
Looks
is
like it's
definitely, definitely 3 feet long.
The lings are fired right now. They're fired up.
So Victor just caught a Ling Cod. And now I just dropped the jig down. First drop. Luckily, I only jigged a couple times.
Yeah,
Because this thing is freaking heavy. This is a big jig.
It's actually harder to fight the jig than it is the fish.
Yes. Like I said, it's just dead weight. After they do a couple head shakes, they're done. But when I gaff them, run away.
Watch out.
Run.
Run away, because I'm going to bring him. He's going to land right here. There he is.
There's the color.
Definitely 3 feet long.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. He's a moose.
His mouth is 3 feet wide. Ooh, don't do that. Okay, a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Come on, big boy. A little bit higher.
Oh baby. Oh my gosh,
Oh
Brook.
my gosh.
What's up with our twin fish today, huh?
Look how
And the jig comes out.
careful.
Now, would you rather catch your 2 black rockfish or go for salmon? There's your Ling Cod. Now we.
Wow. chubby. This
All
one's
their weight's in
chubby.
their head.
Maybe this one has
All
the...
ahead.
Yeah, that's the salmon
why they
right
get
there.
They just
Maybe
do a
this
couple
one
head
has the salmon in his belly. Look at, he's chubby.
I guarantee he does. He's the one that probably took our salmon. We'll
Right?
find out when we fillet.
There's something in there.
It's either that or a
Holy
pink salmon. I got a picture.
All I'm gonna say is, you know what I'm gonna say? I said, Brooke, do you want to try for salmon or the Ling Cod? She goes, I don't know, the jig's pretty heavy. And I'm like, you got to do at least one drift. Here you are, first Ling Cod later.
Where is this jig? This thing is heavy.
Huge.
All right. How much does this thing weigh?
24 ounces.
24-ounce jig right there. A freaking £1.5 jig. Victor caught his and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like doing that. And they were like, give it a try. We'll do one drift. And if you don't catch one, we'll go move on to salmon. And I was like, okay. And luckily, I only jigged probably like a half a dozen times and this thing freaking chowed down. So thank goodness, because this thing is heavy. But look at that. So cool.
Such a rough life, you know, having to jig for giant fish in Alaska. Tough life, girl.
Well, I'm not complaining about jigging. I'm just like, that's a hard thing to do. Like, that's heavy.
That's the part of the battle. Reeling this guy in is easy.
I mean,
Jigging
there's
is hard.
a big difference
whose is
between jigging something that's like a few ounces.
I think she got you on the ling, bud.
Yeah.
Yours is really long and mine is fat.
I think that mine doesn't have any belly weight. I think hers is full.
Yeah, why is mine so fat?
But they're close.
But they're both so
They're
close.
so close.
It's so funny.
All right, guys. Brookie just caught a Ling Cod, a little bit bigger than the one I just caught, which is insane. We made one more drift. Garrett's like, you guys want to go catch some salmon? I was like, let's do one more drift for Ling Cod. Brookie and I just got our first 2 Ling Cods, which is awesome. Check them out. Just studs.
Look at the mouth of this thing. And he's got some gnarly teeth.
Here, let me pick it up. And you actually look down at its stomach.
Yeah, there's big salmon too.
Alright.
We're gonna weigh these things when we get back to the dock, but they're freaking heavy. It's like, ugh. It's also an awkward fish to hold up, but check that thing out.
Look at that belly and that mouth. I mean, look at how skinny the tail section is, and then their belly is just massive.
They're basically a big-headed stomach, you know, with no meat. So one of my favorite stories is I've gaffed one of these one time, and as I'm pulling it over the rail, it pukes up a pink salmon, and it goes between my shirt and the bibs.
Oh
And the
no.
pink salmon falls in, so I'm just like,
Yeah, the fishing here definitely seems very amazing. I'm sure it's not always like this, but we are having amazing luck today. But we also have a very good captain, so that obviously helps a lot.
Time to find out the first ling.
Wow, 50.
Hey, look at it.
More than 50?
That's yours, isn't it?
it's 55 or bigger, it's a trophy.
This is the owner of Off the Dock Charters. We got Johnny. He's gonna show us what he's got on the knife with the Ling Cod. But he was on a different boat today.
Alright.
Oh, that Dexter slides nice, don't it?
It's good.
Oh my god.
Shriek guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Here's the black rock.
Alright.
Okay. I don't want it. Y'all got it.
Long, awkward fish to play.
Yep.
They don't have much yield, do they?
Much what?
Much yield? Like,
no, I mean it's a lot like a grouper. Like groupers have such big heads and big stomach cavities. Losing alcohol.
That is gonna be another thing.
I can tell you. Any new nights are gonna be starting off at 15 down. All right. And then for like an edge like this one, like my 19-degree angle. Would you think that this is all the meat you get off of that? Was that the 50-pounder?
Yeah.
50-pound Ling Cod. Not much yield on it, is there? You want the gill removed? Never ends.
Nothing wasted.
They have a big cheese. Moment of truth.
Any guesses? Octopus.
Is it?
I don't know. We'll see.
Octopus.
It'd be like octo.
Oh my gosh. What is it?
Salmon. Yeah. Couple salmon.
You got any fish? Salmon?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding.
Salmon roe, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
You ate the
least
whole
three.
fish.
3 of them.
And he's still eating.
He was digesting 3 salmon and still wanted a little taste of Brook's jig.
Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen here in Florida. As you can see, we are home from Alaska, and I want to give a big thank you to Off the Dock Charters for taking us fishing. We actually fished with them for 3 days. We caught a ton of different species, and this is actually the last of my Alaska videos that you guys are seeing. So I have made, this will be the 4th video. If you guys haven't seen them all, I will have them linked down in the description, as well as all the information for Off the Dock Charters. If you guys are looking to go to Alaska anytime soon, check them out. I will have their information linked down below. So tonight we are cooking Ling Cod. What we did was we filleted all of our fish, gave it to J-Doc, which processed the fish, put it in vacuum sealed bags, and then we flew home with all of the fish. It's in the deep freezer. So we defrosted some Ling Cod and we have it portioned here. So that is our Ling Cod. Now, the first thing we're gonna get started with is our potatoes. We're doing Hasselback potatoes, zucchini zoodles, and then our baked fish. So potatoes take the longest, so let's get started with that. Hasselback potato is basically these cuts in the potato like this. And as they cook, it'll open up more, and you'll see the finished product once it's finished. But the way we get to that stage is with this handy dandy little thing here, which you don't have to use this. I used to not use one of these, but my mom got us this for Christmas or something like that. And it makes your life a lot easier. So I'll have a link in the description for one of these cool tools. But basically, you're just cutting into the potato, and you don't want to cut all the way through the potato and make a bunch of slices. So this little thing makes it very easy to do. And you just go through every single little slot and cut into your potato. Now, in the past, I made like I put like multiple cutting boards next to each other so that the potato could sit between so I didn't cut through it. And I used to cut through the potatoes all the time and it was just really hard, but not impossible. Like I would put the potato between two cutting boards and then cut so I didn't cut all the way through the potato, if that makes sense. But this thing is very handy dandy. So there you go, there's all your cuts. So not saying you need this thing. I think this is the first time I've ever made these with this cool tool, but definitely helps. This one, I accidentally cut too much through and that fell off. So that one is a mistake. All right, so now what we're going to do is take some branch and vine rosemary infused olive oil. Huge fan of all branch and vine olive oils and vinegars. If you didn't have this olive oil, I'll have a link in the description for branch and vine, but you could do rosemary, like dried rosemary herb on there. So get it in those cracks. Give your potato a nice massage before it goes in a boiling oven. Okay. Now, what I've found to work as these potatoes cook a little more is I'll take them out and do another dose of butter or olive oil, whatever you're using, because it'll open up more and you'll be able to get in those cracks more. Obviously, some of this olive oil will fall into the pan, so you're not using as much oil. Now we're gonna hit our potatoes with salt. Some pepper. And then lastly, garlic powder. All right, wasted no time and these babies are going in the oven, which I have at 425. Here we go. Going with the theme of fun cut vegetables, for our zucchini, we're going to be making that fun as well. It's a healthy way of basically thinking that you're eating pasta. It's obviously not going to taste like pasta. It's just a healthy option for you. So, cut off the end of your zucchini. This thing is called a spiralizer. It honestly just is like a fun way to make your vegetables, kind of like pasta. So, I'll have a link for this in the description as well if you guys are interested in getting one of these. There's a thick and a thinner side. And the first time I ever used this thing, I thought it was the most fun thing ever. And I just kept going and going and going with this thing. And I had zucchini like miles long. And then when I went to cook it, it was like impossible to put on a plate because I had one long string of zucchini. So don't make that mistake. So basically just think of like pasta length, and once you got there, pull it out and then it cuts it off for you. So now for our fish, we're going to take some branch and vine lemon infused olive oil, and we're gonna pour this on the fish. This stuff is a very easy way to just like amplify your already delicious fish recipe. And you usually don't want to put fresh lemon juice on your fish. As you know, that acid kind of breaks down the proteins of the fish. So if you get an infused olive oil, you don't have to worry about that. Now we're going to hit our fish with some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder. Now, a lot of people think that cheese does not belong on fish, but I disagree. I think that cheese definitely belongs on fish, so we're doing some shredded Parmesan cheese. And if you've never tried it, don't knock it till you try it because it's just so good.
How come you're allowed to put Parmesan on chicken, Parmesan crusted chicken, but you're not allowed to put it on fish? Riddle me that.
And you're allowed to put cheese on a cheeseburger.
Yeah. Whoever made that rule threw out the rule book.
I don't even think it's a rule. I think just some people just think that it's weird, but it's not weird. Very good. And then finally, some paprika. All right, now these are also ready for the oven. Fish is going in the oven. Potatoes are almost completely done. They're probably almost there, so we're gonna put the fish in now, because the fish will take maybe 10 minutes, and the potatoes can just keep on going. All right, so we got our wok on like medium heat with some avocado oil. We're gonna put in 1 head of garlic. And now we're gonna put in our zucchini. Now we don't wanna cook this for a long time because we don't want it to get all soft and smushy. So we're just basically warming it up. Now we're gonna season it with some salt, pepper, garlic powder. Here's our beautiful fish. Potatoes. See how they opened up a little more?
Is your mouth watering?
Yeah, my mouth is watering. Everything looks delicious.
No. But then now that I filmed tonight and I get to smell everything before it came out, my mouth is really watering.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Now lastly, we're gonna finish it off with a pinch of fresh grated Parmesan. Just like that. So we got our baked Ling Cod, Hasselback potato, and then our zucchini spirals. Yay. You're welcome.
This was the second time we got to enjoy our Ling Cod from Alaska, and it's nice because Brookie and I, still my favorite trip we've ever been on, and it's nice to be able to bring the fish home, share it with the family, and Brooke knocked it out of the park. And anybody who comments that cheese does not belong on fish has never had cheese on fish, because it's delicious.
It was seasoned and cooked to perfection, very scrumptious. Great job, Brooke. Thank you so much.
Scrumptious.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. I loved the fun potato and the fun zucchini. It was really great. Thanks, Brooke and Vic.
Thank you.
I enjoyed my Ling Cod for the first time, and I miss you guys when you're traveling. You know, I was glad to hear when you were back. We were coming over for dinner. It's I look forward to those. So when you're traveling for a week, it's like, oh man, what are they gonna bring home?
Yeah, you won't catch me saying cheese doesn't belong on fish. That was really good. Everything about it was cooked to perfection. And Brooke asked her, she was like, "Oh, is the fish dry?" And it was absolutely not dry at all. Like, that fish was really amazing. And yeah, Brooke and Victor have been doing a lot of traveling, so we've been missing out on as many of these dinners, but they're killer. And the fact that they're bringing back the fish they catch when they're gone, so we also can enjoy fish caught in other places and it's still fresh. It's fun to kind of enjoy it with them a little bit.
The presentation was nice and colorful. I really liked everything about the flavors. The fish was great, and I would agree cheese does belong on fish.